Porch at the Land Tavern. Yeah, it's another marketing RV with Renali and Volpe. So, folks, if we didn't mention it last time, and Gene, we're going to have to put this up on the social. There is no RV yet. There could be, but the RV is Renali and Volpe. Get it? Got it? Good. All right. So
why don't you ask people for an RV?
Why don't you?
No, because I don't do that. I know you're like, let's get to your restaurants. Give me some wine. I'm the beneficiary of that.
Well, Gene wants the wine. I wine for bucks. I want. We always are looking for sponsors, and all we're looking for right now in restaurants or other venues. If you have a business and you'd like us to do the podcast from your business, just hook us up with a little food and drink and co-promote. That's the bigger part of it.
Yeah,
I'm not really looking. Gene's got a sandwich board that says we'll work for food. Not me. I kind of like to work for money, but. I think that we can all get your cheese and meat delicatessen board.
That's right.
I think we can all earn some money when we work together and co-promote. So the criteria for sponsoring Marketing RV at the moment is to co-promote. If we're going to be at your establishment and talk about it, give us a tweet and a like and a follow and retweet and all that kind of good stuff.
Let's go Pika's. Let's go to Fabio's. Yeah. Let's go The Porch. Yeah. Let's go Fearless Restaurants.
Fearless Restaurants is going to do it.
Yeah, they will. There's no question.
And we're going to be at Vinyl Revival in the near future as well. So
that's going to be fun. Sounds like there's going to be hors d'oeuvres, maybe charcuterie.
Maybe, if you say it right.
She said wine and something.
She said she'll do something, and she has the whole Lansdowne Business Association. So another group will partner with that. We're all about win-win situations. We're all about partnering to repeat sales and partnering.
Me and you have to win and win. You win, I win.
Yeah, but the other people win too.
I don't give a crap.
I don't give a shit. He doesn't mean that.
I don't give a shit about that.
Folks, he does give a crap. Yes,
no,
I
don't. They know me. I'm
kidding. I know you're kidding, but there's going to be literalists out there. They're going to take
Listen,
you out of
if
context.
You take that literally, I don't care. I don't want to do business with you anyway.
That's true. All right, you got a good point. Well, we have a guest here tonight.
Oh.
And I like to refer to Jennifer Koenig McDevitt as a super connector. Do you like that term? JKM. That's kind of cool.
Bad. I like that.
Jennifer and I know each other. Gene, button your lips right now. Because we met years ago when I first embarked on social media, circa 2008, 9, 10, whatever it was when I met Jennifer. We met at a real networking event.
Right.
Then we ended up networking online.
Vagina chatter.
Shut up. I had the show Kachina Chatter.
Vagina chatter.
Kitchen table conversation. I was on radio in Philadelphia, and I was also broadcasting on a small station outside of Philadelphia, also one in North Dakota, so I was kind of simulcast. Anyway, Jennifer was on my show, and she had this fabulous shoe night, and it was so cool, and it was a women's networking group. She has since done 1,000 things and has been put through the ringer. So I invited her on tonight because, and God bless her, she's very spontaneous. Because LinkedIn happened to, and I think, I'm sorry, you can take this how you want, but I think God works in great ways. I hopped on LinkedIn about 2 hours before showing up here at the Lamb, and what pops up, but congratulate Jennifer for her role as blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, Jennifer Koenig McDevitt. I had her on Kachina Chatter. We should have her on the Marketing RV. This would be so cool. And my mind's going a million miles a minute. And I reach out to her, and she's available. And her only concern was, are we going to do video? Because she's going to wear jeans. I should tell. I'm thinking she should see how we dress.
I'm in jogging pants.
Yeah, right? So it's all good. So without further ado, I'm going to hand the mic to Jennifer so that we can ask her some questions about her current project.
Okay.
What?
No, I was going to say while you're handing it to her, I just think it's funny that we've never met. It's fun to watch other people's reactions to my comments to you.
Yeah, and how I totally ignore them.
Maybe.
Sometimes.
Not usually. No, but it was funny watching her face, like,
sort of
like my wife does, like, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You really are. And I am.
But a lovable one.
True, and it's fun.
Yeah, and it is fun.
All right, so without further ado, Renali, let's go. You're in big trouble, lady.
Why? What did I do?
Well, because you got me now. Now it's me and you, so you're in big trouble.
It's fine with me because I have all men at home.
So
I can handle it.
Let's
trust me.
Much worse.
Before we got in here tonight, Lorraine told me that you were going to be the guest. And I said, I'm going to let her tell you because she's got a pretty good story. And so, not to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot. Tell me a little bit about, like, what do you do? Where are we going with this?
Okay. So what I do is I was a nurse. And then when I started having kids, I made the choice to be home with them. And it was just boring, though, to be home with kids all day. And my husband was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to real estate school? And I was like, it's so cliche. I don't want to do that, blah, blah, blah. So over time, I had an idea, and I thought that it would be fun if I met out just every month with just me and my friends, and we would wear whatever shoes we loved and felt good in, and that we might not have an opportunity to wear. And we would just have our little cocktails and stuff. So how that all came about is a big, long story. But we were doing it every month, and then I noticed that, like, my friends started to bring their own friends, and then more friends. And one night I noticed that I really didn't know anybody there. And I was like, wow, I think I've hit on a really cool concept. But I wanted to find a way not only to like monetize it, but I wanted to find a way where we could help other people as well.
Okay.
So after about a year, 18 months, I came up with a model where every event we had, there would be a $30 ticket price.
Okay.
And we would highlight a local charity at that event.
Love that.
So part of the ticket price would then go to the charity. We would have items to be raffled off. 100% of the raffle proceeds then would also go to the charity. And then I had people say, well, I want to do one where I live, so I started to open chapters.
Interesting.
At one point, I had about 5 to 8 chapters, and my largest chapter happened to be in Las Vegas.
Oh, gosh.
Right?
That's
like,
kind of
not
cool.
bad. Not
No.
bad.
And the name of it was Fabulous.
Yeah, it's still Fabulous Shoe Night.
Fabulous Shoe Night. Okay.
Yes. It was really hard, though, to find people who would do our model and would do events. And I really only asked them to do maybe 3 or 4 per year. But I think that people thought, oh, wow, it'll be fun, it'll be cool. And they just didn't understand that there was some, like, work involved.
Oh, go figure, huh?
Yeah. So people would say, hey, I want to open up a chapter. And they would have one event, maybe 2, and then quit. We're still up, and we're still doing well. I still have, really good chapter leaders. They do events, and we raise a lot of money for local charities. So, yeah, it's fine.
All right, so I want to. So there's a couple things to unpack there, right?
Okay.
You said something. Now I'm a guy.
Okay.
Right, as you probably could tell by my voice, maybe nothing else but my voice. So you said that you wear shoes that you couldn't maybe necessarily wear, right? So I explain that a little bit more in depth. What does that look like?
Okay.
Well, besides, so you can't see this right now, but
Lorraine's
got her
shoes are fabulous.
And if you go to our Instagram account, which is we don't have to, you already got them.
I know,
What's the Instagram account?
I got my foot in the air.
They're
What's
flowered
our marketing?
boots.
Yeah,
They're
all right,
fabulous.
I'll take a picture while we're doing it. What's our Instagram channel?
Marketing RV.
Marketing RV. Go to the Instagram channel, and you will see her. Scroll down a little bit. Her boots that I'm about to take another picture of for some odd reason. Your leg in the air is amazing. You, Jesus Christ, what did I get myself into? Anyway, so all right, so dig in a little bit to the shoe thing. Tell me more.
All right, so I knew that I really didn't want to make it about the shoes because I would have people say, wow, I love what you do. I love the concept. I love that it will help a local charity, but I can't go. And I would ask them why, and they would say, well, I don't have any high-end shoes. I never wanted it to be about high-end or even high-heel shoes. So I wanted it, what I say now when I put an event on our site is I say, it's all about what you feel fabulous in. So it is not about high heel, and it is not about high-end. It's what you feel really, really good in.
So let me just state for the record that I would like it to be about high heels. Am I allowed to say that? Can I say that?
You're a man, and I get that, but you know what? My feet are ruined, so...
No, I get that. And listen, anytime
my feet hurt.
In truth, anytime we go out, it's always my wife puts on a pair of shoes. She goes, what do you think? I'm like, I love them. And 4 minutes
you
in,
can't
she's
walk.
like, I got to bring my flip-flops. Yeah.
It's
no,
the
I
worst.
get it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you about charities, but we
Sure.
can save that towards the end, I guess. I'm also interested in, is it revenue generating?
We're not a nonprofit. We are a for-profit. So what I like to say is we're more or less of an event planning company that will help a charity.
So if people are listening and they're like, this really sounds good to me, how do I get involved? Maybe it's a man that's running a business and he doesn't want to put on fabulous shoes, but he wants to sponsor something.
That's great.
How's that work?
Well, he can go on to our website, which is fabulousshoenight.com.
Okay, I'm going to check that out while we're talking, by the way.
And in fact, I also have a couple of events coming up that I do need to actually put on there soon. what I will tell you is anyone who wants to be a sponsor, 100% of their sponsorship money will go to the local charities.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the site. First of all, the site's awesome.
Thank you. It is awesome.
Really, really good.
Thanks.
It's nice and simple.
Yep.
Nothing crazy. It's got some good pictures on it. Give me some of, and if you can say this, I'm sure you can, but I'm just putting it out there. Who are some of the charities that maybe have won because of some of the things you've done?
Oh, God. We not only help what are known as like a tried and true charity, we'll even help people who are sick.
Okay.
And one of our largest events that we've ever had was for a woman who was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Okay.
We raised $14,000 for her
nice.
in one day.
Is this a local woman?
In one day.
A local woman?
Yeah.
That's
and
phenomenal.
she has since passed, but it was for her kids, and it was just wonderful.
So I'm looking at some of these here, like some of your sponsors are Mummers Against Cancer, which is phenomenal. I had the Mummers serenade my wife.
Did you really?
Oh, I did, yeah, because I was forced. We're a part of an Italian family, so I was actually forced to sing, quote unquote, sing. You know, the night before the wedding, you do under the.
Oh yeah.
So I was forced to do that. So what I decided to do was hire a Mummers brigade, but what was cool was we all, like, I want to say, there had to be 100 of us. Everybody knew what was going on. We all met at the bottom of her street, and they all brought mummers clothes. So there's 140 mummers coming up the street with these guys playing. And yeah, it was pretty fun. So I'm not a mummers guy at all. Like, I hate New Year's Eve, the New Year's Day parade.
It's so weird because you know why? I'm not from here. I'm from North Jersey. When I moved down here, I was like, what the hell are these men in sequins doing? I did not understand it, and I still don't get it. And I'm sorry, but I'm not from Philly.
No, and listen,
I'm sorry. I don't get it.
It's funny, but nobody outside of 25 miles would ever get that.
Stop. You just got to love it. I was brought up on it. I was a little 6-year-old being traipsed through Broad Street where it was Old Home Week for my my parents grew up down there. It was Old Home Week. And then they'd introduce me. Now imagine you're 6 years old, you're maybe waist high to all the adults. They're all drunk.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And they all want to feed you, and then you get introduced as the youngest of your parents' kids, and all they do is pinch your cheeks.
Yeah.
It didn't matter that it was 0 degrees. My cheeks were so red from everybody pinching it, and their beer and
Listen,
wine
my brother-in-laws are
smelling
still in it.
Oh, I know.
My brother-in-laws are all still in it.
It's a familial thing. You pass it down generation. But you know what? It's the most fun. So, yeah, what is it? I don't know. It's crazy, but it's fun.
It is crazy.
I can't imagine it's as fun as it once was. I haven't been down there in years.
Well, they changed the route.
They changed the route.
They did all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It used to start at Marconi Plaza. Everything should start at Marconi Plaza.
And people are assholes now, too, and it's all on social media. So one person makes a mistake on social media, they cut everything back. So that's the way it goes. And
it's gotten very much about the money, too. They're so cutthroat competitive. But anyway, we're going down a different...
No, it's okay, because as you're doing that, I'm going through some other things.
You're
like
looking through stuff, and
Helen's
I'm looking at Fabulous
Angels
Shoe Night. But I want to hear more about Jennifer's story because she started another business, and I know you have 1,000 questions for her, Gene. But
no, it's okay.
She is, you talk about business and being successful and marketing your business and doing all this and persevering when some of the worst things happen, like somebody pulls the rug out from under you, and that's kind of what happened in Jennifer's case. So if you don't mind telling that story a little bit, look, you don't have to give dirty details, you don't have to give names, but you at one point, you took this Fabulous Shoe Night. You said you had 5 different chapters and a really big one in Las Vegas. Then somebody that you trusted undercut you, but you persevered. You still have the business, and you started another one, and I want to hear about that too. So go for it.
Okay. So I have, different chapters and then chapter leaders. And I don't like to really talk about this because I don't want to give any attention to that person. But I had a chapter leader when I first started, and she was like, wow, do you have any idea about how far that like this can go? And I was like, yeah, I do. And she said, well, what are your thoughts? So I told her. And she stayed long enough until she knew everything, until she had access to the back end of our site, and she stole my entire concept. She copied and pasted my words that I had written on our site.
Yep.
She stole every internal document that I wrote, to the charities and the sponsors and all of that stuff. She went in on the back end of our site where she had, chapter leader admin rights, and she destroyed my site.
Really?
She destroyed it. Then she destroyed, or she tried to ruin my name. And I was kicked out of a networking group that I was a founding member of in this area.
Oh, wow.
I was given an award because I had gotten the most new members. I don't know if it was in that chapter or in the whole thing. But I was a I don't want to say I was, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I was a well-known person, but I was well-known in that group.
Sure.
And that I was really very much for that group. I was kicked out.
Wow.
I was kicked out of the group, and I was like, what is going on here? Like,
Is
this
she
is
still
just
in the group?
I don't
know?
I don't look.
No.
I don't look because I don't care, because she's not me.
So
and
why
she
not-
doesn't have my heart.
Why not legal action?
You know what? I'm married to a lawyer,
Oh.
which is a pro and a con.
I believe that.
Yes. He's a great guy, but I will tell you this. People always say, why didn't you patent it? You cannot patent really a concept, because it would be more or less like Mary Kay and Avon. They both do the same thing, but they have their own name and their own thing. I trademarked our name and our logo, which I can do. So I was kicked out of this networking group that I helped to form, and I actually helped to build up. I was shocked, and I was hurt about it too, because
Sure.
I was wronged. So I really didn't network for about 18 months. And then I had heard about something called Power Match. And I was like, what is Power Match? So I joined Power Match, and I loved it. Power Match is, you pay a monthly fee, which I think I only pay $35 a month, and you tell Power Match who it is you want to network with. And I don't mean who as in the people. I mean who is in the people who work in the fields that you want to network with.
Makes sense, right.
So let's say that you go to a networking event and there's about 100 people there. There may be only 4 to 5 people there that you would actually want to meet
Right.
and then actually network with. But you might not ever have a chance to meet them at all.
Yeah, because you're talking to the other
Because
96.
you're talking to the insurance guy, the multi-level marketing girl who sells the whitening toothpaste and the tanning towels.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. Yes, but they're not who you want to talk to. And then also there are a lot of these networking groups that are not cheap. And
Right.
you've got to buy lunch, and you've got to have a yearly
You're talking about
membership and all
BNI.
of that.
You're talking about BNI.
I'm not talking about it, but if you want to, you can.
Yeah, when you say that, and that, which is okay. Again, if that's your
it's
thing.
all good,
Absolutely.
right? If that's your thing.
Yeah.
So you tell Power Match, I want to network with people who work in these fields. So what Power Match does is they will set you up on 2 to 3 meetings every month with you and 2 other people at a time who work in those fields. So
You said lunch?
No, you'll meet at like a Whole Foods, at a Starbucks, whatever time everyone can do. And it's cheap. It's $35 a month.
That's pretty good.
And there's no high membership fee.
Yeah.
So we always say it's like targeted networking, and we take the randomness totally out of networking.
Yeah.
So I was a Power Match member myself for 4 years, because after I had gotten kicked out of the other networking group, I was like, I hate networking, I hate networkers, I hate everybody. I don't want to do this. But I liked Power Match. So I was in Power Match for about 4 years, and I loved it. And I was like, gee, I talk about it all the time. I should get paid for this.
Yeah, right.
So I said, why don't I open up a territory of it? And I went to the head of Power Match, who I think is a genius. Her name is Sarah Rosenberg, and she is a genius.
Is she local?
Yeah. And she came up with the whole Power Match idea. We now have over 500 Power Match members. They call us, power matchers, like people love it because it takes the BS and the wasted time out of networking. So people love it. So I was doing Power Match, and I had opened up a territory of it. And once I got into the other side of Power Match, so like now I was Power Match staff. So now I'm on the other side of the curtain.
Right.
And I'm starting to see we have a lot of people in Power Match who are experts at what they do. Out and out experts.
Right.
And I was talking to my husband and I was saying we really need to find a way where we can market these people because they do the coolest things. And my husband is a lawyer at a large firm, and I was like, wow, I bet that there are people at the firm who would want what this guy does that I had in mind. And he's like, well, yeah, maybe blah, blah, blah. Maybe if there was a lunch and learn. And I was like, no, it's lame, that term, lunch and learn.
Yeah,
Who wants that? My wheels started to turn. And I mentioned in passing, or so I thought, to the head of Power Match. And I said, I had an idea. Why don't we start a speaker series?
Nice.
So about 2 months later, we had a Power Match meeting with the Power Match staff, and there were maybe 4 people there. And she said, why don't you tell everyone your idea? Well, I'm the girl who had her idea stolen when I was doing Fabulous Shoe Night. So I'm like, I don't want to tell anyone my idea. And I did. And they were like, dude, that's such a good idea. I love the idea. And they said, what do you want to call it? And I was like, I don't know what I want to call it, but I know that everyone that I have in mind to be one of our speakers has an expertise in what I think is a life hack. So why don't we call it the Life Hack Speaker Series?
Love it. Nice.
And they're all like, that's such a good idea. So we are brand new. It was kind of like a chicken and egg thing. What do we get first? Do we get our speakers first, or do we get our hosts first? And who are the hosts? So the idea is, and I can't believe I'm putting it out there again as the girl who has had her ideas stolen, but I've got to get over that. I've got to get over that too.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring them in to, I'm going to say, a corporate office. So people have a staff, and your staff have lives. Okay, so I went through it with my dad, and I did write about this in the LinkedIn article that you were talking about. When my dad's health got bad, because I was a former nurse, I was in his nursing home every single day for 2.5 years. And my mom was there every day for like 8 to 10 hours a day. And they don't want you there all the time.
Sure.
And
especially when you know the game.
Especially
right.
when you're a nurse, yes. So when I was dealing with my dad, we had to find, in a rush, in a scramble, where is a good nursing home? How do you find a nursing home? How do you deal with an aging parent's finances? How do you sell an aging parent's house? How do you buy your first house? How do you get out of student loan debt? These are all people that we have in Power Match, and they are experts at what they do. But these are all topics that I say again are life hacks.
Yes.
So we have people lined up, and this is brand new. It's maybe not even a month old. We are still in our little seedling stages of it. So when I was talking about the chicken and the egg, who do you get first, the hosts or the speakers? So I partnered with the head of Power Match, and we thought that it would be a good idea if we got our speakers first. So we not only have a Life Hack Speakers Series logo, we have a logo for our speakers because they need to be vetted. So we need to make sure that not only are they experts in their fields, but that they can stand up in front of a room of 8, 10, or 200 people and give a presentation. So we have another logo that they can use.
What's it, like a badge?
It looks kind of like a badge.
So like if I was one of these guys, I would have that badge.
I can show it to you,
Can you find it online or no?
Not
Not
yet. You can't. No.
Okay.
So this is something that they can then put on their LinkedIn page, on their website, on their cards.
Lorraine wants a badge.
And it will set them apart from their competition that they have in their own field.
Nice. I like it.
Thank you.
Brilliant. So I got to step in here because Gene and I want to know how we become speakers in your life hacks. This is so cool. And you see, again, things happen. And I love LinkedIn. And I'm going to get Jen to love LinkedIn. I'm sorry, I said Jen instead of Jennifer. Do you mind that?
If I'm going to be honest, if she's doing something like this,
she's got to love
LinkedIn. Yeah, you need to be on it. There's no way around it.
Yeah. Okay. So
she's showing it. You can't see it, but she's showing us the actual badge, the Life Hack Speaker Series badge. Yes.
So that's our logo. That's only for our experts.
Like it.
So people will go on to lifehackspeakerseries.com, and there's a form to fill out if you want to.
Wait, so say the website again.
Lifehackspeakerseries.com.
Okay.
And there is a form there to fill out if you would like to be considered as a speaker.
Love it.
You do need to be vetted. Now we're in need of hosts as well. So what we need corporate offices. We would do schools. We would do colleges, hospitals.
Restaurants?
I could do restaurants. I could do Boeing, Wawa, Comcast. Who knows one day. Yes. SAP. Right.
Listen, that's the easy part. The space is easy. As we've
hope
proven
so.
time and again with this podcast, we just go in and set up a shop in the corner. You go into a place that wants promotion, especially here's from your perspective, if you build enough of a community where you have 50,000 members, when you go into a place like SAP and say, we're going to advertise your logo if you host our space.
Exactly.
Who's going to say no to that?
Yes. Yeah.
That's the easy part.
Yeah.
The hard part's going to be getting people.
That's not hard right now. People are like, I want to do this. Because if you can
they want to do it,
apart,
but that doesn't mean they don't suck, right?
Right now, what we're doing is we want to launch it only within Power Match at first, so it'll act almost as our beta test group. And I know that we can then branch out from that. But I think that there are so many people who have to use time at work to research things like, how do I get my parent in a nursing home?
Sure.
How do I get out of student loan debt? So that cuts into the productivity at work.
Yep.
So if you're an HR or if you're a boss and you have a staff, you want people to be productive at work and actually work at work. You don't want them to have to, look online about how to take care of these other problems that just happen in life.
Yeah, I'm looking at the site. I love it. I think it's great how you have... I see you, Jennifer, at lifehackspeakerseries.com.
I love it.
I'm assuming that's you, right? Yeah, that's right.
And you know what's cool? Speakers bureaus are out there. And, of course, those bureaus have speakers who are experts in their fields. So this kind of stuff exists everywhere. But I love that you're harnessing it and you're really making it focused and unique and wonderful. And I'm not kidding you now. If I have to join Life Hacks to be a speaker, I'm in. I'm doing this. I have a book out that I really want to promote, and I haven't had the time to do it. We've talked about it a little here and there. Not Gravy Wars, the other one.
Impact.
Impact. The Impact, Deliver Effective, Meaningful, Memorable Presentations is my book of public speaking tips. And the way that came about is, if you don't know this, I taught public speaking for almost 10 years as an adjunct, but I also did a lot of corporate training. So I've collected tips. I put them all together. But what I did in 2017 is, I'm all big on, I know you can buy followers. I know if you follow people, you'll get followers. I want them organically. I want to get 1 million followers just because they know who I am. It's tough as nails. I only have like 350 followers on Twitter.
Right.
Personally. I've been on Twitter since 2008, 9, I don't know. So in 2017, I said, let me publish a public speaking tip of the day and see if that increases my followers. Because I'm all about the whole PR model. If you give, you will get kind of thing. So I'm giving out information. It really didn't move the needle. I was very disappointed. So then I said, you know what? After almost a year of it, I'm going to compile these, organize them, put out my little book, and which I did in November of 18. now I got to promote that book, and I want to do it in a different way. I know that if I send samples out to college, professors, I might get them to use it as they should, as a supplemental piece in their classroom. If I send it to corporations, it'll be great for the busy professional to be able to have something, a resource at their fingertips. Even if they've done a bunch of presentations, you can always learn something new. But I wanted something different, and I think that we kind of just found it. And we're stumbled upon this, and I'm going off on a tangent, but I love this. I love what you bring to the table, and this whole, all being about marketing. Is that not what these networking groups are?
1,000%, man.
And it's wonderful because you have to marry the traditional, the face-to-face marketing, which Jennifer does, with the online marketing, the new media, which Gene does. Gene, by the way, has a specialty niche with, he does a lot of consulting and he does a lot of social media. Real estate happens to be his niche. My gosh, would that not be fabulous for people looking, like Jennifer, how do I do this on LinkedIn? How do I do that on LinkedIn?
Yeah, no question.
Bring them in.
No question. So why don't we just wrap up with you telling us if people are interested in becoming a speaker, or what's the best way, anything you mentioned throughout this podcast, if they've gotten to this point, what's the best way to address that with you? Is it email? Is it Facebook? Give us some information.
I would go on to our Life Hacks website. It's called lifehacksspeakersseries.com. There's a form to fill out. If you think that you have a life hacks and you would like, or a life hack, I should say, and you would like to kind of up your own game and to set yourself apart from your peers in your field, one way to do that is to promote yourself as an expert, and you really should start to public speak. We have a form on the site. Fill it out. We ask that you send us a 10 to 15-minute video of your presentation, because we want to know that our people are not only experts, but that they can give
a
dynamic presentation.
Makes total sense.
And this all, I have to say, this all came from the girl who, as a child, and who still does, I'm someone who stutters. And to think that I'm starting a speaker series is just... it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I've got to make sure that, people have the presence to actually do this.
Well, you have a presence. We'll leave it there.
Thanks.
It's been great to talk to you. Life Hacks is plural for the website. So it's Life Hacks with an S, but Speaker Series is singular. So it's Life Hacks Speaker Series. One speaker, one series, multiple life hacks.
Okay.
.com. All right, so listen, how do we wrap this up, lady?
Follow us on
iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. But go out, do us a favor, go to iTunes, go find the friggin' podcast and
Marketing
hit
RV.
subscribe, the Marketing RV. Hit subscribe and give us a great review because I'm handsome. And what else?
And if you have any criticism, we're open to it. Contact us. You can't not be able to find me or Gene or Marketing RV on any of your social platforms. Give us some feedback and make it public. We don't care. What
did they say remember the Jersey Shore? Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Remember that? Come on.
Well, of course you do. I didn't watch Jersey Shore.
I didn't watch it either. I just remember the shirt. We used to sell this shirt on the boardwalk. All right, Renali, wrap it up.
Ciao.